So Dan is now inside the truck, and he is going to crank it up and show the quietness of the Western Star cab. Dan?
All right.
Get your motor running. So Dan, now that we've moved to the back of the cab, can you tell us a little bit about the cab mounting structure?
Sure. Let's talk about the front cab mounts first before we get back here to what we can actually see. The front cab mounts are basically on a very wide tubular cross member with the mounting points all the way out to this edge of the cab. That's what gives the Western Star cab its superior lateral stability. And Brandon, if you'd go around there and just kind of show them what I mean by that. So again, with the hood, you see that there's really no movement between the chassis and this component here. Well, you might say, not having that isolated, are we going to get a rough ride? Well, no. That's why we have this airbag system here for the rear cab mounts. There's actually a shock inside of that. So when you get the jostling motions of up and down, you're isolated quite well from that movement, giving you a great ride. And also when you're going around a turn, your truck is not going to just lean over on you suddenly and give you that kind of instability feeling. Also, what you'll notice here too is we have a cross-memberless mounting that's specifically done to allow for a greater range of transmission offerings to ensure the customer can get whatever they want. With that, we did have to move the cross-member back to this location. This is the location it must remain in, so we can't move it to meet any specific needs. And we also have a extra heavy-duty 6-piece bolted cross member that can go in that area for any applications requiring kind of a more structural member in that area.
So Dan, now let's move to the bones of this truck.
All right, well the 4700 has a variety of frame options. This one here is the 11/32 rail, which is the smallest rail that we'll offer on the 4700. We also offer a 7/16" rail and a 1/2" rail. All these rails can be coupled with a 1/4" reinforcement. However, on the 1/2" rail, we at Western Star do not recommend using the 1/4" reinforcement. The 1/2" rail will get you 3.2 million RBM. So the 3.2 million RBM rail will meet 80% of the requirements for the customers out there in the applications that the 4700 is going after. Let's look at another feature that is the backbone of any truck, an electrical system. So our electrical system is routed very nicely down the rail here, separate from the airlines. That means if you need to work on either system, you don't have to pull a full bundle apart. You can just get to what you need to. Also, another feature here is that they are mounted away from the frame rail and away from the frame rail down here and the flange. What that allows is for debris to pass through that area and not build up. Some of our competitors will mount it directly against the frame rail, debris builds up, and what happens it will eat away at this loom and then eat away at the insulation on the wires, causing shorts in the system. Shorts in the system is downtime, and downtime is the enemy of any truck.
So Dan, on the 4700, did we maintain the point-to-point wiring that is currently standard on all Western Star trucks?
Yes, we did. And we did for the simple fact of ease of serviceability. Western Star is known for serviceability, and we wanted to continue with that. A point-to-point wiring system is very easy to go in, troubleshoot, find the problem, and go to it. A field mechanic that doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of training can go in and fix this vehicle. The multiplex systems that are on many of our competitors' vehicles take a lot more training, know-how, and actual computer to diagnose what's going on with it.
So Dan, I see this truck is set up with a single rear 23,000-pound axle. What other configurations do we have available in the 4700?
So on the 4700, this is actually the lightest rear axle that we'll do, and we'll go all the way up to 46,000-pound tandem rear axles with a complement of Airliner, Tough Track, Hendrickson, and Chalmers rear suspensions to meet the various ratings that we'll offer. Also, we'll do up to 3 lift axles from the factory.
Dan, we've made it all the way around the truck now, and we have one last section to talk about, and that is after treatment systems. Fill us in.
All right. Well, with the 4700 having kind of 3 different engine options, we have several different options for after treatment systems. This particular one here is the one box from Cummins, and as you can see back here, it provides actually very good back of cab protrusion for any guys requiring clean back of cab. Right, this is the best that we're going to get, and it's about 7 inches back there. And with the Detroit diesel, it's going to be the same back of cab protrusion on the set forward, because what happens is we actually take the after treatment system and it grows forward. So what we don't do is push it aft on the chassis.
Now Dan, in the set forward configurations, I noticed we have some empty space up there. Can we move the air tanks in front of the after treatment system between the fender?
We can, only with the Cummins engines though. This after treatment system is the only one that allows enough room for 2 air tanks to be stacked right in this position.